If it is about me, I am terrible at sustaining anything. Any goal I set for myself, I am very likely to abandon. Not to my liking, but I give up nonetheless. Sad thing is that I have so many dreams I want to make happen, and they are not that impossible. Mostly it is about very ordinary things, but it is my absolute inability that makes them seem unreal to ever come true. In the majority of cases, I would get so excited about something that would last for like a week, maybe 2. It could be learning an instrument or learning a language, but unfortunately, these things require much more time than just a week. Because if you truly want to learn or achieve something, you have got to be consistent. You have to put in the time to acquire a certain skill. In my case, that would only lead to pressuring myself. What usually happens is that after that initial excitement comes the hard reality and understanding that, no, this won't just happen overnight. And here comes the true test. To stay or to let go. I definitely am the kind of person that whenever something gets too complicated, I quit. The stress is not worth it for me, but then I am angry at myself for giving up so early on. I know people who love difficult tasks. They are simply up for any challenge. So put anything hard in front of them and they are like, oh yeah, challenge accepted. Me? Not so much. But I was determined to not let my projects be just projects and thoughts, to not let them be thrown away. Recently, I came across a rule. Well, saying that it was recently might not be entirely true. I knew about it for some time, though every time I heard about it, I had a tendency to laugh it off, until I was so desperate with my incapability to stick to anything. And even though I didn't believe it could make a difference, I decided it was time to give this a shot. Let me introduce you to the 5-minute rule. I set out to assign 5 minutes for everything I wanted to either get better in or work on. Just 5 minutes, not more. Why? Because even 10 minutes seems like quite some time. At first I was like, 5 minutes? That is nothing. How could that help me to get any further? I couldn't have been more surprised at the results. 5 minutes might not seem like much. It is not. But you know what? You know what is the most important thing? The most difficult one? Sitting down to work. To start. Because ultimately, that's the thing that hurts the most. Each and every one of my tasks is long-term, but scheduling out an hour is rather daunting. But 5 minutes? Yeah, that's nothing. Let's do that. You could fit that at any time of the day. The truth is, whenever I really got down to work, it was never just 5 minutes. I always kept to the task much longer than I initially expected. And on my bad days, when even those 5 minutes were just insufferably enough, yes, that happened as well. I just folded up all my stuff after the alarm sounding the 5-minute window went off and declared myself the end of the working day. But I did it with the knowledge that I still moved a tiny bit forward. It might mean that I have learned only a single new word, or that I have chosen a photograph that I wanted to edit, but leaving the editing itself on another day. It is so easy to just do nothing and pretend that it is all gonna work out in the end. Because unless you have some sort of magical tricks up your sleeve, you've got to put in the work. And though no one wants to hear that, me included, it is unfortunately very true. And believe me when I say that it took me a long time to come on terms with that. That the work and effort is necessary if I'm ever to achieve anything at all. And there will be days when you just want to quit because you are stuck, stuck in the same place, and regardless of how much time or whatever you invest in your projects and dreams, you are getting nowhere. And that is extremely frustrating. The next day you're like, it's pointless, I'm done. In this precise moment, when the stuff gets really tough, it is your discipline that has to kick in and convince you to set that alarm to those damn 5 minutes and do something. And accomplishing the smallest task possible will again get you back on the right track. Because things will move, eventually. But you have to stick it out through the not so rewarding parts. And even when those 5 minutes seem ridiculous, they work. At first I couldn't believe it. But with each passing day, when I kept to my promise and turned on that 5-minute timer, despite all my prejudices to the technique, it brought results. And before I had any idea how, yesterday was my 170th day of unbroken chain of learning French. For small steps are infinitely better than none. And over time, even the tiniest add up to something bigger, shoving you forward, towards your goals, towards fulfilling your dreams.